Unicorn Software presents All About America. Many, many years ago, a Spanish sailor named Christopher Columbus wanted to find a shorter way to get to the East Indies. They lived on the land he called them Indians because he thought he was in the Indies. What he really discovered was America. After Columbus, there were other explorers who sailed west. One of them, named Amerigo Vespucci, realized and make money. Captain John Smith was the leader of this new colony that was called Jamestown. Then, more Englishmen, several years after Captain John Smith settled in Jamestown, Virginia, another group of families left England to come to taught them how to plant corn. The Pilgrims planted vegetable gardens. In a while there was plenty to eat. One people also came to America from a country in Europe called Holland. People from Holland are called the Dutch. In 1626, their yards. The children wore shoes made of wood. The streets were paved with cobblestones. Some of the Dutch, year after year, more colonies were started in America. It wasn't easy because very often there wasn't enough food to Pennsylvania. The Quakers built a new town called Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. They picked the name the colonists settled in America because they wanted to be free. The King of England still wanted them to obey. The Redcoats ordered his men to go to Concord and capture all the arms that were hidden there. Paul Revere, and there were American patriots in colonies other than Massachusetts. They knew about the war near Boston. They said that all men are created equal. On July 4th, 1776, the patriots of the Continental Congress voted to accept the Declaration of Independence stated that the colonies were a free country. America wasn't really free. The English and sent his soldiers back to America. With the help of the French soldiers, the American patriots won a great battle in the days before the Revolutionary War. Most colonists lived near the Atlantic Ocean on America's east coast, only and vegetables. Sometimes there were gunfights because the Indians didn't trust the pioneers. Other pioneers, Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States. When he was president, America reached only as far west as the Friendly and Helpful. An Indian woman named Sacagawea also lived in the village. She told the explorers that when she was for a while after the Revolutionary War, America lived in peace. Unfortunately, it was only for a short time. Song about it. When he was free and had returned to Baltimore, the song was published. The song was called The Star. For years and years, all the boats in the world had sails and oars to make them go. An American named Robert Fulton built a traveled 150 miles. From then on, there were steamboats everywhere. There were even some really big steamboats that, for many years, all work was done by hand. Then machines were invented to make work easier. A man named Eli Whitney invented a Calder Reaper. Samuel Morse invented a special code made up of dots and dashes. Different combinations of the many pioneers went to the western United States to live. They rode there in covered wagons drawn by horses. At night, others didn't. Some men just liked the fertile California land and decided to settle there. Some became farmers at the time that Abraham Lincoln was president. The northern states and the southern states were arguing about slaves. The Southerners decided to form their own country. They called it the Confederate States of. For many years, people from countries all over the world came to America. People came from China, Japan, Ireland, 100th birthday. Americans donated money to restore and preserve the statue that stands for American freedom.